Hello.
Welcome back to episode 3 of our In the Works game, Project Eyon. In the last session, the party went after whoever it was that had plundered Rokosh's house. They ventured into the sewers and were very quickly ambushed by 3 strange creatures. They managed to fend them off, and in the process they ended up finding... Oh, there's Bill. Hey Bill, how's it going? Oh, and he's got... Oh, well... okay, anyways, back to the recap then, I suppose. They managed to fend them off, and actually managed to slay one of the creatures, but in the process they damaged Rokosh's diary, which was what these creatures had ended up taking. They were these mannequin-looking figures without any features of any sorts. They brought one of them, the remains of it, to the Scolo Arcano where, well, the mystery just deepened. Nobody could really figure out what exactly this thing was. And so, from there, what they decided, after working a bit of magic to recover Rokosh's diary and figuring out that something was making Rokosh very paranoid, they decided to reconvene with Gemini at the Peace Tree and to decide what they were going to do from there. So that's where we pick up. Gemini, you're just arriving back in the market from having gone to investigate.
I don't see anybody, hear anybody. I logged in, I registered.
We can hear you. Can you hear us?
Know how...
Bill, are you there?
You might need to message him and tell him that we can hear him. There he is.
Is anybody saying anything?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, just PM him.
Okay, I messaged him saying that we can hear him. But,
If I hear you.
hello? Can you hear us? Bill? Are you there?
Ask him if he's using a phone or not.
Working with my phone.
Yeah. I think he said he is using his phone.
Oh, so he can hear us. Bill, can you hear us?
Goodness.
It might be the volume on his phone.
Maybe.
If you know what I mean? There's so some phones, especially iPhones, have 2 volumes. One is for your apps, and the other one is for your ringer. So that might be it. Bill.
My volume is at the maximum.
Okay. Can you hear us then?
I'll take that as no.
Yeah, I'm gonna take that as no too.
Oh, shut up, Samantha. Dog whine. Is somebody saying something?
No.
Yeah, we're talking.
He left.
Time.
Bill.
And I can't hear you.
Fuck.
Tell him he's gonna have to check his general settings on his phone. Down to the very bottom right-hand corner of the phone, you see it says voice.
Red telephone in my bottom. Oh, well, let's see what.
There's a it says voice activity.
I can hear you.
Oh, you can hear us?
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Well then, excellent. As long as you can hear us, we're all good. Okay. With that out of the way, let us continue. Phantom, you're just returning from the slums, going to the market, and before you can even think of getting to the bar, you see your comrades returning to the market. Conveniently enough, you are actually passing by the tree. So, on the other end, everybody else, you see Gemini just walking up to the tree. Do you have your puppet with you, Gemini?
Yeah, I would think that I'd be probably walking with the puppet so other people can just give me money. So.
Yeah, you are definitely getting some looks of awe and shock from that. How is he doing that?
I'm a freaking puppet master. What do you expect? A puppet master pirate.
Puppet master pirate. Goodness. So, you all meet up at the tree, as agreed.
Is there anything interesting about the tree?
Well, it's blooming in the middle of winter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is there
There's also
any...
5 statues of people, I'll say. They're featureless. You can't tell what race they belong to or anything of that nature, and they're sitting on these thrones around the tree. And
Now, is this tree like a holy thing? Do people worship it? Do they light candles for it? Anything weird like that?
yeah, they do leave offerings, small little offerings.
What kind of offerings are around the tree?
All sorts of things. You see
Is there alcohol?
yeah, you see some bottles of alcohol, some food.
I'm taking one. I'm gonna drink it.
Do you go to take one?
Yeah.
Okay. As you go to take one, right? You probably just I imagine just try to take the nearest one you see, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You hear a shrill voice just yell out, "Hands off!"
Who said that?
If you look over, you see this Alf, right? The same race as one of your comrades, in fact. They are standing on the other side of the tree. They were just rounding it as you went to go and pick up this bottle, and they're now furiously walking towards you. Despite their small stature, they don't seem daunted at all.
Is it the same size as my puppet?
Maybe a little bit bigger than your puppet, but yeah.
I'm gonna have the puppet walk over to it and mock it as it's walking.
You just mock it?
Yeah.
Okay. He looks at the puppet as it's what is he saying? What is the puppet saying to him?
Nothing. It's just mimicking the movements.
Okay, he looks at the puppet kind of strangely, and then he looks over to you and he says, "What do you think you're doing?"
Well, I was thirsty. I wanted to grab a drink. Do you want to share?
And he says to you, "It's not my alcohol to share. It's a gift to the Eyons. If you were to steal from them, well, they might not look at that too kindly."
Who are the Ayans?
I'll assume that's an out-of-character question. The Eyons are the divinity of the setting. They are the gods.
Okay. Huh. How much do you know about them?
Are you asking him?
Yeah, that all.
He looks at you kind of strangely. How much do I know about the Eyons? Well,
Right,
well, I know enough not to steal from offerings that are made to them. Or you must be some kind of fool.
I just don't have a religion. I just don't have one, if that's what we call it. I need some lessons.
You don't have a faith, huh? Well, maybe you should try finding somebody who does.
What is yours?
He looks at you for a moment, and then he just says, I don't have one either. I'm just the tender for the tree here.
You, you don't worship one of the aeons, but you got mad at me for picking up one of their drinks?
It's my job to make sure that people don't mess with anything concerning this tree. The offerings, the statues, the tree itself.
Is it illegal to take one of the offerings?
He looks at you for a moment and he says, yes, I will report you to the guards if you steal anything from this tree.
And I hand him the bottle that I picked up.
He gently takes it and places it back down.
While he's looking at me, my puppet picks up another bottle.
Okay, go ahead and make a finesse roll and use your finesse twice.
Ooh.
As he is taking the bottle and placing it down, the rest of you, you've watched this scene.
So it would be 2d10 plus 2 times my finesse roll?
Correct.
Okay.
The rest of you notice that...
oh, shoot.
You notice, for one, that Gemini is having his puppet. He's controlling it and trying to be sneaky with it.
I got a 15.
Okay. 1 second, I'm going to roll for him, then. And,
It's behind his back, right? Oh, shit.
yeah. And as he's turning back around, right, he just happens, he could have... Yeah, go ahead. What's up, Kasha?
Is it possible to throw a small pebble at him?
At the Phantom?
And because, because it kind of, I'm seeing this kind of ticks Kasha off.
Yeah, that's what I'll say happens. Gemini, you feel a small pebble, or some sort of small object, hit your back, and it, breaks your concentration for a moment and causes the puppet to fumble slightly, like he drops the bottle of alcohol.
Gotcha.
And then, as that happens, the Alf looks over at the pup and he's like, "Hey!" And then he looks back over at you, and he says, "I said no stealing."
That wasn't me stealing. I was putting it back next to the tree. This one you kicked when you walked over here. The puppet's gonna lift it up and walk it to the tree and set it down.
Okay. He looks at you, and then he looks at the bottle of alcohol, and then he watches intently as you place it down, and he says, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, then.
Yeah! Then we're gonna leave.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk to the bar.
Alright.
Oh wait, shoot, they threw a pebble at me. I see, I completely... I'm like, bastards. I'm just gonna walk away.
Okay. Anyways.
Oh no, I'm gonna yell out, "Hey, if you guys want to talk, let's talk in the bar." I'm gonna point at the bar.
Okay. Do you guys follow Gemini to the bar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Alright. As you are, approaching the bar, you all, walk together. And, you enter in, and immediately, this, wave of disgusted looks just, sweeps through the bar, right? And
So an apprentice, Orkin,
yes.
elf, and pirate walk into a bar.
And a Birdman. Don't forget about the Birdman.
I forgot about him.
Yeah, he's there too. A wave of disgusted looks sweeps through the entirety of the bar. To give you an idea, it's fairly busy. There's all members of the different races here. except for Ulf. You don't really see a whole lot of Ulf in very social situations like this. They seem kind of reclusive, perhaps unsurprisingly if you know about them. But yeah, wave of disgusted looks go through, and they all like sort of look at you, like simultaneously, like as you're walking in, right? And one of them in particular, this Pandoran man, you take it that this must be the bartender. He's a bald man. He's got a beard. Perhaps 6 foot. He walks over to you with as neutral of a look as he can muster. Looks your group over and he says, I'm sorry, but you can't come in here. You kind of stink.
Who stinks? Not I. I smell my armpits.
And as you, like, stop to smell, you smell, like, the distinct smell of sewage. Like, all
Me?
around. No, not on you, but, like, around you.
I'm gonna look. Is it my comrades that smell?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Well, I'm not with these guys. I'm gonna walk away. You gotta go take a bath.
As
Tasha
you
just starts.
go ahead, my bad.
Upon hearing this, Kasha just starts grinning, and she just starts doing some weird shamanistic dance. And as she does, a little rain cloud just appears above her head and starts washing her.
As you go to dance, the bartender says, he looks at you strangely, and he says, "Look, I'm not sure about the customs of your people or anything, but please, I'm going to have to ask you to just step outside." And as you guys are being ushered outside, Jonah yells to Gemini. He's like, "Hey, we found out some stuff about the disappearances. You should come with us."
Yeah, and that's what let's get a table. Let's get some drink. Let's get some food. We'll talk about it. What do you say?
Well, he's being, like, ushered outside by this bartender.
Oh shoot! Oh, he smells too.
Yeah, they all
God
do.
damn it! All right. I'm gonna ask the bartender. Can I get a bottle to go?
A bottle? Like a whole bottle of booze?
Yeah. How much is that?
For a whole bottle? I'll say like 10 pieces.
I'm down.
Alright.
And then we walk. And then I'll walk. Can I take some glasses and walk outside?
He says he'll throw in a glass for you.
A glass.
A glass.
Well, they can share.
Okay. And, yeah, you have a bottle of rum now.
Cool. Hold on, let me edit my money.
So, you're now standing outside in, like, the frigid cold. It really hits you now that you're, like, now that you've been immersed in this, sewage water. Just how cold it really is out here. You'll probably have to find some sort of shelter relatively soon. Hopefully somewhere you can bathe to get the filth off of you. And, Jonah actually brings this up. He says, I can talk with the captain about, perhaps letting us use the barracks to clean up, but, I think that we should discuss what we figured out before going any further. Also, it might be better if we wait till tomorrow to continue our investigation. It's getting kind of late now. Sun setting.
I
I
concur.
agree.
So, let's go over what we figured out. What was your name again? He gestures towards you, Gemini.
That'd be Gemini, the pirate.
He raises an eyebrow at that. I'll assume you're not a pirate, like really, because you wouldn't tell me you were a pirate, so I'll assume that's just some sort of an act.
It is for my puppet show.
Well, I guess that's a good shtick. Anyways, so were you able to figure anything out?
Yes, I went through the slums. I spoke with some children. They fear the faceless man, and everyone in the slums seems to know what that means.
Faceless man, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That kind of sounds like the thing that we encountered in the sewers, doesn't it?
Well, what did you encounter in the sewers?
Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah, does anybody, like, tell him? I've been kind of, like, leading us now. Does anybody want to chip in?
All right. Well, I'm gonna
Okay.
go ahead and.
Well,
It was like a faceless man.
Okay.
I mean,
Like flesh and blood, or like.
it was made
as
out
far
of...
as I can,
Yeah, it was made
as
out
far
of...
as I didn't touch it.
Gotcha. Do y'all still have it with you?
No.
No.
They left it at the school.
Perfect. Okay, cool. Well, no food. I got some drinks. Anybody want some rum?
How about we head back to the assembly, talk with the captain about using the barracks for tonight, and then rest a bit. What do you guys say?
What time is
Good
it?
idea.
It's
That appeals to me.
it's dusk at the moment.
Did I get a vibe that the bar was picking up in there?
A bit, yeah.
So I'm gonna tell the one guy, I'm like, hey, you guys all stink. You guys can't get in here. I want to get some more information. They kind of told me about the people. Was there any strange markings on their clothes or anything weird like that? Anything interesting?
Chorus speaks up and he says, well, there was this shape that was like a tattoo almost on their forehead. It was a spiral in a circle.
Okay. What was it? A specific color, or was it literally just like a mark?
It was black, like
Gotcha.
ink.
Perfect. Okay. Well, I suggest that you guys go wash off, and I will try to get some more intel in here. And how about I meet you guys back at the barracks shortly? I only spend an hour in here.
Jonah looks over at you. Oh, he raises an eyebrow slightly. Only an hour?
Only an hour. A pirate's got to keep his word.
Does he?
And I walk into the bar.
Chorus speaks up and he says, anyone want to bet that he comes back drunk? 5...
Don't worry. Wait, do I hear it? Do I hear him say that?
No, you don't. You're like gone by the time he says that.
Damn it. Okay. Okay.
5 pieces that he comes back drunk. Ah!
How else would he come back?
Very drunk.
Jonah chips in. I just hope he comes back in one piece and he doesn't do anything stupid, like get himself kidnapped.
Fast forward to 3 hours later, I'm drunk, passed out the bar, no money, all my puppets are gone. The puppets are fighting.
Okay. Anyways, fast forward a bit. You're able to use the barracks for the night, and they have a sort of like a place that you can bathe. It's like a heated bath, sort of, so you can like, clean yourself off, that sort of thing, and you're allowed a bed for the night as well. So, we'll go back to Phantom real quick, but that's what's going to happen. Phantom, you re-enter the bar. The bartender from before, he notices you, and he waves you over real quick.
Hey, what's up?
He looks over to you as he's like wiping out a glass, and he gently places the glass down. Says, "Aren't you that weird puppeteer that people have been talking about?"
Weird? That's kind of a strong word, but puppeteer I am.
Maybe it is the wrong word. Sorry about that, but it's just not every day that we see somebody like that here.
Yeah, try to bring joy to, the realm.
Well, you might have chosen a bad time, friends.
Why is that?
Just all of the things that have been happening in Circa lately. People disappearing. It's the middle of winter. It's not very pleasant right now. You know?
I'm gonna ask you. So I heard a lot about these disappearances. The faceless man is what people in the children mentioned in the slums. As I play with my puppet, and I just draw up a crowd so parents and children have a little something to enjoy. I overheard some of the kids talking about that. What does that mean?
Faceless man? He looks at you
Yeah.
kind of like confused. Oh, I've heard similar things, but, kids have imaginations. They might see somebody, have their face underneath a hood or something and then think, oh, they don't have a face, something like that. But I've never really seen a faceless man around.
Gotcha. I also seen them drawing this. If you have something to mark with, I can show you the symbol.
He hands you like a I'll say like maybe a napkin perhaps,
Okay.
and I guess maybe like an ink quill perhaps. I don't know.
Okay, I just draw what was described to me.
All right. He looks at the symbol and he looks up at you and he says, "I have no idea what that is."
Okay. Oh, all right then. That's okay. Perfect. You didn't see nobody wear a symbol like this anywhere in here. Nothing
Nothing.
similar.
No. I'm really
Oh.
sorry. I haven't heard anything, man.
All right. As I'm talking to him, I'm assuming he's like still actively cleaning. I'm just gonna like dart my eyes around. Do I see anything crazy or weird or out of the ordinary in the bar right now?
Well, I mean, people are like sort of like festive, despite the general mood of the city. It's a bit more cheery, I suppose, in here than it is elsewhere. But you don't see anything like particularly out of the ordinary. There's no particularly suspicious-looking persons or anything of that nature.
Okay. Is there a stage?
Yeah, I'll say there's like a little like stage. Why not?
I'm gonna ask the bartender. Hey man, mind if I put on a show?
He looks at you for a moment. Only if I get a cut of the profits.
You know what? How about we cut it right down the middle at a 60-40?
It isn't quite the middle, but sure, I'm willing to do that.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. Well, I'm gonna get up there with Mr. Puppet, and we're gonna. Do they have a mute? I'm just gonna ask. I'm gonna get up there on stage. I'm gonna say, "Is there any musicians in the house? They gonna play a song to my good friend, Mr. Puppet?"
And the crowd sort of like looks at you, perhaps like you get a few glances after you ask for a musician. And you know what? I'll say, actually, you do get a response. What's up, Bill?
Nothing. I was talking to my dog.
Oh, sorry. And I'll say, actually, yeah, you do get a response. You have a response from this flug. Their feathers are like pitch black, and they approach sort of stumbling over their like clawed feet, their talons, as they come up to you, and they take a lute like off of their back, and they begin to play like a small tune for you. I can play something for you, as he begins to like play, but it's not exactly the most pleasant sounding thing at all.
Ugh. You know what? Everybody's drunk, so it probably sounds amazing. But we're gonna dance. I'm gonna get the puppet to dance and do some pretty like crazy things.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a talk face roll.
Okay. Let's do this. We're trying to get the squad. Oh yeah. $17.
Okay. I imagine since everyone in the bar is drunk, I imagine almost like the puppet is acting drunk. Like sort of maybe perhaps stumbling in tune with the dance, with the song that's being played.
Yeah, any kind of comical way or anything to make the crowd laugh.
Yeah. He's like swaying back and forth like dramatically around the stage, right? He sort of does like a spin as he like falls face first onto the ground. Does he say anything as he like hits the ground, the puppet?
Oof! I didn't know there was a table there.
And you get a few chuckles from the crowd at that.
My wife is going to be really upset when I get home tonight. Am I getting paid?
Yeah, you do get a few coins like tossed your way. I'll say you get like 3 coins. Yeah,
Well,
it's not the
I'm
most
just
you've
gonna-
ever made.
I'm going to keep on until it's inappropriate. Until I want to keep on until I feel like the crowd is like, okay, this is boring.
Yeah, you keep on for maybe like an hour.
Okay.
And then
Is any change in the crowd? Like, is there any different people coming in, like, as I'm using this time? The main reason why I'm on this stage is so I can get a good glance of anybody coming in, anybody going out. Is there anything weird that I see?
Nothing particularly weird. No.
Okay. No symbols.
No symbols that you can notice.
Okay.
Nothing of that nature. People do leave and they, new ones come in. Excuse me. But yeah, you play for about an hour, and then, it seems pretty clear that the crowd has kind of lost interest at this point.
All right. How much money did I make?
I'll say in total you made about 8 pieces total.
Cool. I divide it up and I give him 40.
You give him 40 pieces or 4?
No. The 40%.
Oh, I see. Okay. So
3.2.
2 pieces. You give him 2 pieces.
And I got... How much?
6. That would leave you with 6.
That's right. I knew that math. 91 gold again? Okay, cool. Is there any ladies in the house? Oh, wait. What does he say?
He looks up at you, looks at the meager amount of gold that you bring him, and he says, "Tough night, huh?"
I was like, I didn't say I was the best, but I am the funniest.
Maybe. As far as ladies in the house, yeah, there's a few women.
Was any of them really impressed?
No.
No? Fuck.
No, they none of them seemed particularly impressed by the unkempt pirate man with a puppet.
Can I get can I get a drink and give it to a lady that's by herself with my puppet?
Sure. Do you like ask the bartender for a drink, or?
Yes, I do.
All right, he pours you a quick glass.
I'm gonna say, hey, bartender, watch this. I hold my hands out, and I have the puppet grab the glass, and I have it walk over to the lady and slide the cup on the table.
Like towards her.
Right.
All right. So you find a Pandoran woman. She's fairly attractive, and she seems to be by herself. She's just sort of like relaxing, sipping on her own drink at the time. And this puppet like comes up. I imagine he like has to, because he has to like sit. So he gets up on the stool, right? He looks over at her, places the cup on the table. Go ahead and give me a finesse roll, and use your finesse twice.
See what we got here. Okay. Gotcha. This is all for research purposes.
Research. Okay. Whatever you say.
19!
Yeah, and the glass slides cleanly across the table, bumping her own drink out of the way as she looks down at it and then looks up at the puppet. Does the puppet say anything?
He just looks over, looks at her, and then glances towards me, so where her vision would be like looking at me now.
Okay, go ahead and give me a face talk roll. Actually, no, just use your face twice.
Okay.
Might even be the same roll, but yeah.
1 sec.
Okay.
17.
She gives you a slight smile as she asks, "Where'd you learn how to do that?"
My father taught me. When we were many days at sea, he was trying to entertain a child through with a group of, rough individuals. So he taught me how to make my toys come to life.
I see. That is a pretty neat trick, I have to admit.
Thanks.
Yeah,
So-
you just hear somebody like yell out in the middle of the bar, "Thanks."
You're welcome! I just bought that guy a drink. He saved my life once.
Oh, did he?
He did. I'm just gonna, so, what, how's the town? I'm new here. What it is that you do here?
Well, personally, I'm just a maid. I just come here in my off time.
Yeah? Where do you work at?
All over the place. I'm just sort of, how do you say?
Oh, shut up.
I'll buy you another drink, buddy. Hold up.
Okay, yeah, she continues on for a moment, and she says, "I just work for whoever's hiring at the moment."
You ever worked at the barracks by chance for the guards?
Not the barracks specifically, but I have worked in the assembly.
Yeah? You see anything interesting or hear anything interesting while you're there? I'm really curious about that place, because I'm new here, and I'm trying to learn all these new customs here in Circa.
Well, I see lots of interesting things happen in the assembly. It's where all of the politicians meet up to, politicize.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah, they talk about their treaties and their trade deals and their other, frankly, kind of boring things, to be perfectly honest with you. It's all just bullshit.
Yeah. Jeez. Seems like you could use a little adventure.
Are you, coming on to her, perhaps? Is that what's happening?
I am, but I'm also going to immediately retract if I feel any, you know what I mean? If she's not.
I got you. Go ahead and give me a face talk roll.
Okay.
Phantom's out to get lucky, apparently.
It's one of my goals. 13.
Okay, she doesn't reject you. She doesn't reject you badly, but
Okay.
she does. What she does do is she just shakes her head at you. Sorry, but I'm a bit wiser than hanging around bearded men that I don't know, or unbearded men that I don't know, for that matter.
That is very, very fair, but I will be in this town for, a little while, so maybe I will get to see you again. What is your name?
Marie.
Marie. That is a beautiful name. Well, do you frequent this place often? Maybe we could strike up another conversation another time.
Like I said, I just come here in my off time. Not a whole lot to do at the moment.
Well, like I said, if you're ever in for an adventure, romantic or otherwise, let me know.
I'll be here.
All right. Well, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave my puppet in the chair. That's we were beside, and then as I walk out the door, I'm just gonna call, "Hey, come on, leave the lady alone." I'm gonna, the puppet's gonna wave bye to her, jump out the chair, and walk towards me.
You see her sort of smile a bit wider at that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go back to the party.
Okay. I noticed Bill dropped out. I'm not sure what happened there. I messaged him, but we're going to continue on for now. Okay. So you all, you're allowed, like I said, to stay at the barracks. And Phantom, I'm sorry, Gemini. I gotta start using your in-game name. I'm gonna change your name for the moment here, Phantom, just so when I look at your name, can I do that? Change nickname. Yeah, Gemini. There we go. Okay, so Gemini, you make your way back to the barracks. Everybody else, you have a bit of time to rest, to get the filth off of yourself, take a nice, warm, relaxing bath privately. And you meet back up in sort of like this meeting room. Gemini, you just enter in, and you notice it does smell much, much better in here. Like the sewage is gone, thankfully.
Amazing. Amazing smell, guys. It's great. Where's my room?
We'll be staying in the, just with the other guards tonight. That was the plan, at least. I hope you don't mind.
How do you expect me and my entire companion to sleep in a guard shack?
Well, the rest of the guards can do it. I mean, and you're
But
technically, acting like a guard now, right?
Oh, I guess. Okay, fine. Oh, where's the, do we have any armor shops or anything around town? Like, we need a map of this town, my friend, because I have no idea where I'm going.
Yeah, I know a place we can go and visit tomorrow, if you'd like.
I am down. Let's ask the rest of the team if they'd like to look into some shops or not and spend some of that hard-earned money that we got.
Does the rest of the team respond to this?
Well, we can look into some shops. I mean, I don't really know what I would need right now, but sure.
That's what I'm talking
I'll just tag
about.
along.
Orkin, what do you think?
I could go for some good fish right now.
That's what I'm talking about. Birdman!
And some whiskey.
I don't have any coin, unfortunately.
Well, it's a terrible thing that you bet on me, didn't you?
Well,
Oh, I didn't hear that. My bad. I forgot I walked outside. I was out of your chat.
he says, it's a good thing that I did not bet on you.
I'm full of surprises. Now I'm gonna get drunk.
Do you take out the glass and pour yourself one?
I'm gonna pour the Birdman one.
All right. I think Kasha had said something about wanting some good whiskey.
This is rum. I only got one glass. Hey, where's the guard guy at the,
He's there. He was the one that was talking to you, besides...
Oh, yeah, that's right. You got some glasses, my friend?
Sure. Just give me a second.
That's what I'm talking about.
He comes back, a few minutes later with, more glasses.
Perfect. I just pour everybody a glass of this rum.
All right.
Hey,
I'll say 1 second, Gemini. I'll say this plays nicely into your flaw. Go ahead and give yourself 5 points of experience.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Kasha?
Would it be possible to use her water magic to chill down the glasses, make them nice and ice cold?
Yes.
That's
Absolutely.
what I'm fucking talking about. Legendary.
In fact, I won't even have you roll for it. Just spend 1 point of mana.
Alrighty, perfect. She, as the glasses are set down on the table, right before the rum is poured, she holds up her hand.
What a freaking legend.
So, everybody's sort of relaxing, drinking their alcohol, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And, Jonah, after, quickly finishing his bottle glass of rum, he puts it back on the table with and he says, "Welcome back, Bill."
Yeah, we're on it. We have the computer now, and I was really sick trying to use my phone.
I don't blame you.
I'm glad you're back. We're all drinking alcohol right now.
My character is. He looks guilty as he's drinking it, but he
That's-
drinks it.
Yeah. All right, what were we saying, Lud?
Jonah says after quickly, finishing his, he just like downs it very quickly, and then he puts the glass on the table and he says, "So then, let's discuss what our plan is exactly."
Well, tomorrow we're going to go to the shops to get some better gear because I heard that our friends over here got into a pretty intense fight earlier.
Yeah, that's right. Like I said, actually, I didn't say. I just said we got into a fight, didn't I? We went down into the sewers, hence the smell, and we were attacked down there.
Oh man,
by those creatures that I had mentioned.
faceless men.
Yeah, pretty much. They literally, the only thing they had was like eyes. That was it.
Is all the rum gone?
Yeah, your rum is out now.
Why is the rum gone? I'm gonna drink the Orkin wine.
Okay. So, yeah. All of the signs that we've found so far seem to be pointing us in the direction of the slums.
Perfect. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, my friends, that I did investigate this. I did find out that everyone down there to know about the faceless men, what they are, and about the disappearances. The tavern was a terrible waste of time because nobody in there knew anything, and nobody in there looked shady, appeared shady, or did anything of the unordinary. The bartender also does not know much, or that did not know anything that he wanted to share.
Is there another tavern in the slums? Or like a small bar that people frequent?
Is there?
I asked Jonah.
Yeah.
Jonah says, well, to be perfectly honest with you, I don't really frequent the slums all that often myself, but did you see any particularly poor-looking people in the bar you were at, Gemini?
None that made it obvious to myself.
Well, I would imagine then that must mean there. Well, it means that there's at least a chance there's something in the slums like that. But
Unless they couldn't
not
afford the
familiar-
drink.
But I don't know about anything myself, no.
Huh. Well, we can check tomorrow. After we go shopping.
Indeed. And he sort of stretches and he yawns and he says, "Oh, I think I'm gonna go ahead and hit the hay for tonight. Got somebody waiting for me back home, so I won't be staying with you guys tonight."
Who are you staying with? Are you married?
Sort of. And not,
What's her name?
Not quite
What's
yet.
her name?
Lily.
Okay, good. Just checking. Never mind.
He looks at you strangely for a second. He's like, "What is it?"
No, I met a girl at the bar. Just wanted to make sure.
Oh, that would have been kind of awkward, wouldn't it?
For you, I'd have been cool with it. I'm just joking. All right, I'll see you tomorrow.
Well, have a good night, y'all, and be safe. I'll see you here tomorrow, first thing in the morning. And he gets up and he walks out of the room. He comes back quickly, though, and he says, "Oh, yeah, I should probably show you where you'll be sleeping tonight, shouldn't I? Follow me."
Okay.
And he leads you into the main barracks room where there's a few other guards asleep. And he says quietly as he can, to where you can still hear him, but to where he's not like too disruptive. He says, "You'll be sleeping on the beds at the far end. Okay, just try to be considerate about the other guards here, okay? Everybody's kind of on edge, you know, they've been not getting a whole lot of sleep lately. That kind of thing.
That's fair.
And he looks over at you, Marcus, and he says, "Will you be staying here tonight?" How do you reply with that, Marcus? Bill?
Forgot my name.
You better change Bill's name to Marcus
Yeah,
on the.
that's a good idea. Yeah, 1 second.
No, what was the question?
He was asking if you would be staying in the barracks tonight, or if you were going to go back to the school.
I'm supposed to go back to the school. I have some light duties in the morning, and then I'll rejoin you. I'll be done with the duties before you're up.
I'm gonna ask Bill, or I'm gonna ask Marcus. I'm gonna say, hey, the faceless man that you guys brought back. You did say it was made out of flesh, right? It wasn't made out of It was made out of, biological material.
It seemed to be, yeah, it seemed to be a man, not necessarily like us, but not enough different to think it was something else.
Was it rotting?
I didn't smell any rot.
Of course, all we smelled was the sewer.
That's true.
I mean, we were all in the sewers. I didn't smell anything.
And you
It was a
mentioned
mercy.
you mentioned you took it to the school. Did the elders or the professors notice anything like that?
That's one of the things I'm going to ask them when I get back in the morning. They won't be up now.
Do me a favor, my friend. If it is not rotting, and look it over. If it's not rotting and it's just staying in the state that you guys eliminated it in, please bring it.
Well, if the teachers say it's okay.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
Jonah speaks up at that and he says, it's probably not the best idea to just bring a body through the streets. How about we just stop by the school in the morning on the way to the market?
You know what? That sounds like an excellent idea. Why didn't I think of that? Alright, I'm gonna go to bed then. You guys have a good night.
Okay. Did anybody else want to do anything during this time before we time skip ahead a bit?
Question: are there any other shamans in town?
Well, there are various different Orkin, but you don't know of any that you could contact at this hour. No.
Okay. Right, I'll just wait till until everyone's up then.
Okay. Torgwin, did you want to do anything, or are you just going to lay down, or?
No, I'm just gonna lay down. Yeah, whatever. It's fine.
Okay. The night is mostly uneventful, except for you, Torgwin. You have an experience. You suddenly, you find yourself sinking all of a sudden. And you open your eyes as your feet, land against stone. It's dark. Wherever you are, it's very dark. And it seems to be some sort of a stone structure. You look around you, and it's just quiet. Too quiet. And you're startled as you hear a very unsettling, familiar voice. And it whispers all around you, echoing through this stone structure, and it whispers, Torgwin. And it seems to reverberate through the entire structure.
Can I cast a spell while I'm probably dreaming?
Well, what would you like to cast?
Just like a torch spell. So, to cast light.
Sure. You won't even have to. You won't even have to make a roll. Just use a point of mana.
Alright.
Okay. And you How do you just like your finger, your hand, something like that? I imagine.
Yeah, my hand, just so at least I can see either walls or anything. So just so I feel kind of safe at least, that I'm not getting assaulted or something.
Gotcha. You you light your hand slightly to illuminate around you. You can see a bit further ahead of you. You see a sort of like a curve, as the wall like curves inward, leading deeper into wherever it is that you found yourself. And as soon as you do that, you feel this sense of like dread just wash over you as you hear these chains just. That doesn't really do it justice. It's a lot more intense than that. But they just instantly just like come to life and start like moving towards you. And you hear the voice getting like louder and louder until eventually it's like almost like it's yelling at you, Torquin! And at that, your eyes just as you wake up in a cold sweat in the morning.
In the morning, or still is it still night?
I was going to say it's in the morning. If you want it to be at night, that's
Okay.
fine.
No, I'm completely fine with that.
Okay.
That's your storytelling.
Okay. Yeah. It's morning now. You notice.
Was that action, any of the action that was committed last night by Torwin? Did I notice any of that? Like, was it like a mental thing, or was it like a physical thing?
You did not notice anything. You were asleep.
Okay. Did my... Okay.
I know. I see what you're saying. No, you did not notice anything.
Darn it. Okay.
But yeah, you wake up in a cold sweat, your eyes just jolting open, and you're back in the waking world. You seem to have had a nightmare of some sort. Marcus, we're going to swap over to you for a moment. You're back in the...
Do I find out anything from the teachers?
You're meeting with them now, actually. Those that remain at the school at the moment, Master Stride and Master Pius have sort of convened with Master Umbris, and the four of you are together in the room. They're sort of looking over the remains. And Pius, he speaks up and he says, I don't like this. This is... it's wrong. Whatever this is, we need to find the source of it and we need to remove it quickly. Stride, he speaks up at that and he says, you know that we aren't allowed to directly intervene in things like this. That's part of our oath. Not unless we're called to action. Or have you forgotten? What do you say to that, Marcus?
I think the danger to the community is a call to action. People are disappearing. I can try to get officialdom to request your intervention, if that would help. I mean, I think they will.
Umbris speaks up, and he says, I think that would be wise, then. You seem to be rather well acquainted with that one guard. You should ask him, I think.
Well, I don't think the guard... Well, yeah, he can talk to the higher-ups.
That's a good
Or
start.
tell me who to talk to. I haven't taken much of an interest in who's running the city because I'm a student here, but he could probably tell me who to talk to.
That's a good starting point, then. You hear Master Brock's voice, the tower itself, speak, and it says, there's someone outside. It's the man from before, the guard.
Oh, well, that's who I wanted to talk to.
One of the other masters, I'll say Umbra, speaks up. Go ahead and let him in, Brock. A few moments later, Jonah is there. He's standing with you in the room, and he says, well, the he wanted to see the body, so I figured we can transport it over to the barracks for him to take a look at, if that's okay with all of you. That is. None of the masters really object. They've already had their time to take a look at it and do their thing with. So do you want to help me to carry that over there, Marcus?
Yeah, if we got permission to take it, we will certainly carry it there.
Okay, I brought the stretcher with me and a cloth, so let's go ahead and make our way there. I'm sure the others will be waiting.
It would be awkward otherwise.
Absolutely, it'd be terrifying, I would imagine. Actually. And you lay the body on the stretcher, you put the cloth over it, and the two of you begin to, as quickly as you can, make your way over to the barracks. Over at the barracks, the rest of you are up and at 'em, perhaps getting ready to continue your investigation this morning. The rest of the guards are either just waking up or are already up and out of the building. And it's not too long before Marcus and Jonah arrive. They're carrying the stretcher from before. Whatever is on it, though, of course, is covered up. They lay it down in the middle of the room, and they take the cloth off of it. Gemini, what you see is this featureless, mannequin-like body, but it's like mangled very badly. There's like part of its like torso missing, one of its arms, its leg, and you notice the it's like scorched, almost like it was severely burned. And you notice the symbol on its head as well. It's just like Jonah described it to you.
Perfect. Is it rotting?
After a day, yeah, you do. I would say you would start to notice some of the signs of decay from it, perhaps. Yeah.
The face itself, it's not like a mask covering. It's not like anything. It's literally just a blank face.
Yeah. The only feature, quote unquote, that it has are its eyes, and its irises do not have any like color to them. They're just stark white. So all that it really is just like a black pupil.
Gotcha. Is there any way for it to breathe? Is there any...
Seemingly not. Perhaps if you were to investigate, you might notice like some slits where it, its nostrils, quote unquote, would be. But It doesn't have like a nose, so to speak.
Okay. No gills, no nothing?
No.
Okay.
So, can you make anything of this? It seemed to have stumped everybody else we've shown it to so far.
Okay, we've been looking at the non-face. Is the torso vaguely or basically human?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Male or female?
There is no discernible gender.
Genitalia?
None.
Hands and feet?
It's missing an arm and a leg. They seem to have been, like, blown off of it. But its other arm and leg are intact. And yes, it does have hands and feet. 5 fingers,
Pandoran?
5 toes.
Pandoran?
Yeah, it's similar to Pandoran, yes.
Yeah. I'm gonna ask, did y'all get a good look at the other figures? Could you tell what their race was? Were they Pandoran, Orcan, Elf?
I think they mostly look like this, whatever you want to call this.
Okay. Well, clearly it has to be some sort of Pandoran species, because it has the same number of digits like you and I, If this was an Orcan, we'd be able to tell. Obviously, if this was an Ulf or a Birdman, we'd be able to tell.
It does not have the feathers to be a flute.
Yes. I say that as I point to the Birdman. Alright, well, there's nothing I can really make of this. Anybody want to go to town? I'm gonna go find an armor smith. That's my objective. I believe we heard shaman. Someone wants to go find a shaman.
You did not hear that. I think that was just
I
something
did not.
Kasha kept to themselves.
Oh, I did not. Okay. Cool. Well, that's all I can see. I say we bury the dead and we get on the road.
Before we go, I have to mention that its blood was black, or at least darkish,
Whoa.
as in darker.
Yo.
Yeah, that is. I
But apart from that,
forgot to mention that.
That's
Yes.
a good shout. Okay.
Well, dried blood tends to turn black, but it looked dark even when it was bleeding.
Okay. Interesting.
also out of character question, do we have any money? Because there's none in the character sheet.
If I didn't mark any on your sheet, no.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, some of you come from different sorts of backgrounds, so some of you were able to start with a little bit of gold, but most of you did not, if I recall correctly. Okay, continuing on. Jonah says, yeah, like I said, I know of a pretty good smith I can take you to. He's pretty famous around here. Yeah, let's go pay him a visit then. And then
Fantastic.
then we'll continue on into the slums, I think. So you make your way to the market, and Jonah guides you to this building. You can see smoke, presumably from perhaps like a forge, rising up through the air.
Let's hope.
Yeah, otherwise something's on fire, right? And he brings you over to this Terran man who's like busily working away, hammering on something at the anvil. In the back, you can see this Pandoran sort of like working, like sharpening a blade in the back. Without looking up, the Terran, who seems like completely fixated on his work, to give you an idea, he stands perhaps at like he, and I say he because they don't really have gender in the same way that the other species do. But I'll say they say in this sort of like grindy, gravelly voice, "Can I help you?"
Yes, my friend. I'm interested in a suit of armor.
All right. After pounding away for a few more moments, he takes the sword that he's working on and he dips it into some water nearby. And then he places it after it's cooled down. And he looks up at you. "A suit of armor? Is that right?"
That is right. What is the price of one if you have one available?
He looks you up and down, and he says, "Does your appearance betray your coin, friend?"
Oh, that depends, my friend. How much are we talking?
Suit of armor is not something that's cheap. I would say at a minimum 250 pieces.
Well, how about I owe you one?
You're a comedian, aren't you?
Oh, that was it. You know what? I actually am. I'm gonna show my puppet, and he's gonna walk around stupidly.
He looks for a moment at your puppet as you like control him to walk around, and he says, "That is some trick, isn't it?"
It is.
Kasha, as you're like sitting there, the morning grogginess sort of like wears off of you, and you notice this is the same Terran that you saw in your vision when you peered through Chris's memories. This is one of the last people that your brother talked to before disappearing.
She looks up and just stares at him for a moment, and then takes her brother's book and sets it in front of the guy.
All right, so you sort of like just like intervene in the middle of this conversation, just set the book down.
Does she knock down the puppet?
Oh no!
Okay.
She taps the puppet on the head.
Yeah.
And like, "Excuse me, little one."
All right.
I like that.
As you set the book down, the Terran looks down at it And then he looks up at you and he says, "What's this?"
It belonged to my brother, Rokash.
And as you do that, the Terran, he sort of like brings his arms together. You can hear the stone from his arms like grinding together as he brings them together, and he sort of like folds them underneath his body, and he says, now that you mention it, you do look familiar. I do remember seeing another of your kinds not too long ago, actually. They seemed out of it, though, at the moment. You say this is his book?
Yes. What all did he say to you before you parted ways?
Well, he came here looking for a weapon of some sort. I didn't have what he was looking for at that moment. He placed an order, and he went ahead and paid in advance, though. I have it finished. Are you here to pick it up for him?
Yes, because my party and I are actually on the lookout for my brother. He's come up missing.
He's gone missing. What was his name again? You say I need that for verification that you're being truthful here.
Rokash of the Darkfin tribe.
That is my client's name. Yes. Give me a moment. And he goes to the back of the store and he starts yelling out, Doll! Doll, where is that project that we were working on? Just 1 second, sir. And he comes back a few minutes later with an object wrapped in cloth. And he places it down in front of you and unwraps it. It's a trident.
Is there anything special about the trident? Any markings or anything like that?
It has Rokash's name engraved into the hilt.
She looks at the trident and just runs her hand over it. Very beautiful craftsmanship, my friend.
Well, I do my best. The name is Stan. Stan Quartzeye.
It's a true honor to meet you, Master Blacksmith.
I don't know if I would say master, but I'll take the compliment. Thank you.
You're most welcome. I do have one quick favor in regards to my friend here. If you would to go down on your price, I will speak with my clan's chief and see what kind of business arrangement we can make.
You mean in reference to the armor?
That is correct.
I'm very sorry, ma'am, but I can't do that. I don't do deals unless they are written in ink and such. I can't take chances like that with my business.
She reaches into her bag, pulls out a quill, an inkwell, and a blank scroll of parchment, and just looks at him. What are your terms?
I appreciate the gesture, but unless that is formally recognized through the local government, I cannot accept it. I'm sorry.
How about I'll give you 50 gold and I'll throw in the puck. Oh, it looks at me. Obviously a joke.
Of course.
Did it make him laugh?
He doesn't seem the kind to laugh. You think he might have chuckled a little bit, perhaps, but it's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah. Well. Huh. Do you need any favors?
He grinds his fingers against his chin for a moment. Nope, none that I can think of at the moment.
What about your... companion?
My apprentice, Dull?
Yeah.
He needs no favors. And frankly, if he's going to learn, he doesn't need any.
That's fair.
Did you have any other questions for me? Or will that be
You have
all?
another pistol? How much is another pistol?
I don't make firearms.
You make the ammunition?
I do make the ammunition for them, yes. It's rather simple. Would you like to buy some ammunition?
Yes, how much for 10 more rounds?
Going price is 2 coin per round.
I'll take 5.
Very well. He gathers together the bullets in a bag for you, and you exchange the coin, and you have 5 more bullets now.
Perfect. I got 15 total. All right. Well, I've seen all I care to see now. Is there a woodworker?
A woodworker?
Yeah. Do we have time?
Do you want to go outside?
Yes, I need to go outside to the woodworker.
God damn it. Okay. Be back in a while.
That's okay.
Yeah. Before Kasha picks up the her brother's trident, she asks, "Did Rokash say where he was going before he left?"
Well, he didn't say much of anything past needing this weapon. It was very odd. He seemed fine one moment, and then the next it was almost like he was a different person. He went off in the direction of the slums, though.
She nods and let me check her inventory, see what all she has.
Okay.
Okay, she doesn't have much of anything, so I'm not gonna worry about that. She picks up the trident and puts it on her back in its appropriate spot, and says, "I will make sure my brother gets this when we find him."
Well, I wish you the best of luck, then. May he return to you safely.
Thank you. May your profits be bountiful.
Thank you. And he continues on with his work from there. I think this might be a good place to call it for today. We would only have about 20 more minutes, and one of us is not currently here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to end the recording.